now doing better, and I think that's what happened. So as I was mentioning, I went ahead and sewed the skirt, and I double sewed it, and it looks like I'm going to need to hold it into place because it's folding over. So it's not staying where it needs to stay. So I'm going to fold it over now, and it's really creating a little fuss here. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And then when I'm done with the skirt, I'm definitely going to sew it with the serger. And speaking of the serger, I was thinking of bringing it upstairs, and I don't know where I'm going to put it, somewhere in here. And that way I could sew and then go to the side and just go ahead and use the serger. So here we are. I am doing the hem, and I'm going to sew and position the sides, which is going to, excuse me, which is going to be more than enough. And I would have liked to have a finish like this, but I think I'm going to put like a pink cotton on the top. So I'm going to sew the top to hold it into place. And I'm going to cut the tool to tell me where we're at the middle. There's a lot of extra here. So I'm going to set some darts over here. So a good indication when you're doing the skirt all on your own is just here is the middle. Let's put this here so that everybody can see. This is the middle. So let's use a finger as a ruler, and where the end is, fold it. Make sure it is aligned with the bottom, and just take about the width of your sewing foot and double sew it, because this skirt is more than enough. And I'll give you the measurements right now. It's something that I just cut up. It's nothing within the pattern. And because it's tweed, I used more. So um, this is 6.5 plus 3, about 3.5, because I folded over. So, and this is for tweed. So I'm going to do the same for the other side. I'm going to use my finger, and this is the end of my finger, and that's where I'm going to fold it, right here. I'm going to fold it. Make sure that it's aligned on the bottom. We don't want to have any funny gaps. And use the other side as a ruler. I'm looking at it right here. So that's where I'm going to end, where my finger is at. So let's try this on Barbie. Right there. Okay. And what I'm going to do now What I'm going to do now, I'm going to do the serger. So that's going to be later. I'm going to loosen. I'm going to loosen it up. I moved everything around and I don't have, let me see if I have any pink fabric here, and I don't. Everything I absolutely moved away. I'm taking a quick look and I have white fabric. So we're not going to mess around with the skirt as much. We're just going to, I guess, pretend that it's finished. So for all case and purposes, I'm just going to clean it up. And like, if you're not familiar, I'm going, after I'm done, I'm going to get the serger, or I might just put a, get a serger and fold it, or I might just put like a little, same fabric, but since it's so bulky, I'm going to see what I'm going to do. And I'm going to cut the edges. And I have more than enough fabric on the sides. Let me show you once more. So we're just going to put this on Barbie. I have this is how much I have left. So we're, imagine doing the sewing, and here we have more than a finger's worth. So I'm just going to wrap it around because we're going to want to see what it looks like when we're done. And the main part about the sewing tutorial is how to work with Tweed. And what I did, if you're coming a little bit late, is that I put tulle on the bottom. So it's already looking so beautiful. So now we're going to get started with the jacket, which is a really tricky jacket. Okay, this is the back. So we're going to do the same. Press the fabric in, and this is the front. We're going to press the tulle in the fabric, and I didn't cut the tulle. I cut it on fold. So let me just put it on fold here and just go ahead and cut it away. This one is going to be custom. I went ahead and gave it just a little bit, and I did it for the sake of the tulle because it does start to fray, and this is where I'm going to start. So I'm going to help the material by giving it a little bit more. So definitely want to keep that there, but what I'm going to do now is put the material the back way here. This is one side, and this is the other. So this is how the fabric turned out because I cut it. One side's going to have green and the other side's going to have red. And that's how it works out, folks. So, and I cut it on the edge of the fabric because I wanted this Chanel look at the end. And then I'm going to put some, put in some little beads over here on the side. So what I'm going to be doing now is putting this tulle here to protect the fabric. And I'm going to put it this way, and I'm going to fold it because I'm going to fold it right there. And I am taking just what I have room in the within the fabric. Okay, so that's one side, and this is the other side. So again, I'm going to fold it. Let me use this. This has more room here. I'm going to fold it. And I'll do another one. I'll do another pattern so that you can see how to do this. And like I said, we're doing something a little bit more on the complex side. And that's because of the fabric. The fabric and this pattern is a little bit complex. Okay. So I'm going to put them, fold them and put them aside because I'm going to do the same for the back. Just treating the fabric because every little movement that I'm doing now is moving it. So this is the fabric right here. This is extremely tricky. So this is the back, okay? And this is the fold line to the sleeve. This is the sleeve. The bottom of this, of the jacket, is right here. Okay, so this is what I'm going to sew because I sewed the bottom of the other side. So we're going to sew it here. Let me see. Looking at it again. All right, let's see where this takes us. Well, this is the back. How tricky. Let's look at the, where is my pattern book? Let's look at this right here. Let's take a look. This is the one that I'm using, Simplicity 4510. And I am bringing the instructions. And now I tricked myself into doubting. But what better way of showing what we're doing here? Oh, it must be on this side here. All right, here we go. All right, this is the jacket. We're going to be doing the jacket front and do the darts on the top. This is the jacket back, and we're going to do the darts, which is this right here. And we have it unfold, and that's what it looks like right here. And that's what we're looking at here. So these are the sleeves. And okay, so these are the sleeves here. And this is the back. So this is what I have to sew right here. Right here. So that was mighty tricky. So let's put this over here again. And this is the back, and this is the sleeve. So we're going to go onwards. I almost did a big mistake. So this is the back right here. So I'm going to go ahead and all right, I sewed the back into place, just like I did the other one. And what I'm going to do here now is straighten it out. And I'm going to sew, to help myself, I'm going to sew the sleeves. And we're going to flip it. Because this is the other sleeve. So I'm going to cut the fabric, the tulle, just to get rid of some excess. And I'm going to turn it over. And later I'll fix this part here. So what I'm going to do now is just hold it in place gently. Okay, I'm going to hold it in place there. And this is the sleeve, so just for now, because it does fold the material is very thick, and it does overpower the tulle and folds it over, as you can see here. I will sew it later on, but my focus is just to do the darts right now. Okay. Here is the fabric, and here are the darts. We're going to go ahead and fold it. Let me show you again. Fold it over, and I'm keeping my finger, and I'm going to do the dart. Right there. And it would have been ideal to use this as a fold, but it would have been way too complicated. So this is the peak, and I'm gonna fold it again and use this side to tell me where to begin or where to start in the beginning here. Okay, so here are our darts. And now I'm going to sew this part here. This is going to be a beautiful jacket, but it's not going to be necessarily couture like you see as other seamstresses. And that's going to be for a later date of getting some lining and completely sewing this. So we can go ahead and try this again. So we have our darts over here. So I'm going to sew it into place because I'm gonna fold it. Okay, now I'm going to cut even the dart, and this would be a place or time to put lining, some regular fabric lining in here. But what we're doing here is just going through the motions of sewing this together and seeing what it looks like. And I'm going to do the connecting now. So this is our bottom here, and this is our side. So we just did the back, so I'm going to put it aside. And now we did the bottom here. So what I'm going to do is fold it over and sew this in place right here. Because the reason why I fold it over here is because I want to connect it with the other side. And remember when we fold it here? So this is what we're going to do here. Just sew it into place. And you really won't be able to see it on the other side. So this is preparing. We're just prepping it. These are some extra steps because we're using tweed. So I got the other side. This is where we sewed it together. I'm going to flip it over and just align it to where we're going to sew it. We're going to sew it together when we have the back. And I'm going to fold and sew it down here. Okay, so this was an extra step. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to hold it with a pin because it is bulky. I'm going to do the same for the other. Now we're going to do the darts. And after the darts, we're going to put the jacket together. So here's our jacket, our suit, excuse me. And this is the front, the back ways. And I didn't do the cutting here because it's tweed. After I sew it, I'm going to cut it. So basically, because it's such a small piece, okay, I just want to let you know that's what I did there. So basically what I'm going to do here is just use the pattern and align it, go down here, and start from here. Start from that little tip. With fabric, we can do that. But since this is tweed, see, there it is. I did not want to open the door for problems here. And I'm going to sew this into place now, since we're about to connect it. Look at our little tweed. So I'm going to do the same with the other side. Okay. It works out in the end. What this little cut is just to show you where to do your folding. But we're going to be doing our folding ourselves right here, following the pattern, pinning it down. I'm holding it down with my finger again, and I'm looking for the little tip, which is this one. It slightly got folded, and I got it back. And there it is. I'm going to do the same over here. I'm going to sew it in place. Because it's very bulky. And don't worry about if you're doing this. If you cut it right here, it's going to eventually fuzz away or get cut off. So I'm just, since I did my little sewing of the tulle in place, I went ahead and did that. So we can press this down. This is the front. Get our Barbie. We can press this down. And what the dart is, it's helping us have a beautiful little dart for the bust. And now it's time to connect. Okay, so these are the sleeves, and this is the front right here. We're going to connect dart to dart. Okay, Here's one dart and here is the other. So I'm going to put this little pin here, and here's our back dart, and here's our other dart. So we're going to connect dart to dart. And what happened? Here. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay. And now what we want to do is connect this part with this part. So that's what we're going to do here carefully. And I'm going to give myself plenty of room. And I'm going to put it here. If you have sewn, and if you have sewn sleeves, you know that you gather. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm gathering the material, and I'm doing this slowly because I feel something right here. So I'm gathering. And I'm looking at the pin where we're at, and I'm going to gather and actually do a little fold. This is the part where I did custom. I have more than enough fabric here in the front, and that's because of the tweed. So what I'm going to do is gather the tweed here a little bit, and that's what I did, not what the pattern called for. That's what I did, and that's why we have a little bit extra fabric here. And I'm going to take it away and connect the other piece here. Getting my thread here. I'm going to get my pin out and the other one. And now we're going to continue. In here at the back, I may need to give myself some more room, but I will cut and ease it a little bit. And definitely cut this part over here of the fold of the darts, because it is bulky, as you can see. And only because we're using the beautiful tweed in a small little area, which is our Barbie. Okay, now since we went ahead and did the sleeves, we're going to fold it over, and there we go. See how we have our jacket coming into place here? And this is the reason why I didn't want to sew the bottom hem, because we're going to connect it, and because we did some sewing here, we could have gotten a little bit too much, or we could have gotten a little bit too little. So I'm going to, holding it with my fingers, I'm going to take one of the darts that's holding the front, and I'm going to connect it. And I'm going to get started with the sewing. This is our little sleeve part. Okay, I just took my my pin out. I'm going to cut it to ease it, and this definitely is going to be a place where we're going to be using the serger. So I cut it, and see how we have the ease? Now we're going to sew the other part of the sleeve. And I'm going to sew with this pattern again, and I'm going to sew with regular fabric. Sometimes it's easier to see the harder job than it is the easier one, because your eyes will have a reference. If you join me for the other one, your eyes will have a reference of how hard it is, and then the other one is going to seem so easy, instead of thinking that it's hard and then doing something harder. Let me know if you see the other one, if you think that the other one is easy. And again, I'm using the long stitch. I'm going to take this apart and use a serger. And I need to take it apart here so that I can do the serger here. So I'm gonna give myself a little bit of ease. And we are literally done. What we're gonna do now is turn it inside out, get the sleeves out, and I'm going to not sew the bottom because it would be too much, because I do definitely need to do the serger finish in the inside. See here, I do definitely need to do the serger finish. And give myself a little bit of room over here in the back. And here is our jacket. So we're going to get rid of some of these excess pieces. Put my pattern pieces here. I don't want to lose them. And I'm going to adjust the camera so that we can see, see if I can adjust it a little bit more. There's my other Barbie. And I'm going to put her here slightly so that we can try this jacket on her. So I think using this Barbie, this fancy little Barbie, is nice too, because we get to see her all nice and ready for her party, whatever party that might be. And with the girls back in the 50s and 60s, they would just get dressed up just to go to the laundry. So for all case and purposes, this is the back. And I'm going to put some little pink beads in there. And I have them here. I have these little pink beads in here, these little pieces, and some white, and I'm going to go ahead and decorate it. So there we go. Thank you for joining. That is our tweed jacket we just made. And I used the edging of the material to get this little Chanel look. And I'm going to, with these beads, I'm going to make her a Chanel and little pearl necklace. How about that? The neck part is perfect. And where the tweed begins over here is lovely. And I'm holding the skirt with the pin. I'm going to use a serger on it and just giving you a very quick little view of our tweed jacket. Well, I am happy about how it turned out. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being part of this video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and sharing, which is helping my channel grow. Until I hit over 1,000 subscribers, will my live shows be available for public view? Right now, I have to go through a lot of hurdles to go ahead and push it over for public viewing. But I'll get there. It's a goal. We all have to start somewhere. Well, have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, my Barbie's falling. All right. This stand is not helping. Bye, folks.